Yes, people. Yes, people. Yes, people. How are we doing? It's a great day. Liverpool are no longer in the title race. It's a great day. It's Valentine's Day. I couldn't have got a better Valentine's Day gift, where Klopp comes out and he's conceding the title. One of the greatest Premier League sides of all time, are conceding defeat. And what, we're in February? Oh, not great. How you feeling, Quakes? How's your day going?
My days is hectic. Obviously, moving house and stupidly booked into work on a Sunday on Valentine's Day. So obviously someone's not too happy with me, but we move
on a double shift, yeah.
On a double shift. So it's been a mad one. But flipping, yeah, man. The Jurgen Klopp thing. Obviously, he's had a pretty tough week with his mumsy passing away and him not being able to go see her. You can see in the post-match press conference that he was emotional, but it was interesting to hear him actually concede the title. I thought he was going to maybe give a short answer to the journalist when they asked him, do you concede the title? But he actually came out and was pretty truthful with it. I was like, yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this. So it's been a tough week for Liverpool, man. And obviously we are both pretty anti-Liverpool, but we can't argue the fact that they have had a ridiculous amount of injuries. It's just crazy to see a team that was so dominant last season kind of capitulate. And I feel like the game against Leicester kind of encapsulated that 8-minute kind of, I don't know, it was farcical really in terms of the Alisson era and then the quick goals that Leicester scored. It was a mad kind of 10 minutes that kind of switched the game around for Leicester.
For sure. I mean, and of course, as you said, condolences to Jurgen Klopp and his family, regardless of our allegiances towards certain football clubs. You don't like to see that happen to anyone. So obviously, condolences to him and his family. And, I hope they get the time to grieve at some point when COVID eases. It's a difficult period for so many people at the moment. But obviously, there's some things that are bigger than football, especially during these tumultuous times. In regards to the game, I watched the game, and for the first 45 minutes, it was quite a dead game. And then there was a moment of brilliance for Firmino, great finish from Salah. And then the game really come alive there. And
was that the best assist of the season from Firmino?
Oh, mate.
That was absolutely, that was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, top level. But that, again, that's what Liverpool do. You can argue the only difference really between Liverpool this season and last season, if you obviously take injuries out of it, is the fact that, Alisson's making mistakes. The defence aren't a sure defence. They're playing with a bit part defence, and there's errors in the team now. Those errors weren't there last year when they had more assured senior players. As I said, we spoke about this in a few videos ago. I said, Liverpool's next few games are very, very hard. And Leicester, I think you've got to give props to Brendan Rodgers. I think Brendan Rodgers has proven time and time again. We spoke about it off camera. I think he should have been in the running for the Chelsea job. I really do. But I think he's a top manager. And no one's talking about Leicester this year. And even the injuries that Leicester have had this year, they've had some injuries to some big players, and they're second in the table. Yeah. It's just,
and they've got big results, like you say. The result against Liverpool was huge. The result against Man City at the beginning of the season that everyone's forgot about. They slapped them. They beat Chelsea, basically condemned Frank Lampard to the sack. They've got huge results at big times, and I say Brendan Rodgers has to be a contender for manager of the season because his team are doing the madness with those injuries. Vardy's out for a little bit. Soyuncu, who's their best centre back last season, has been out for the majority. Pereira,
I think props have really got to go to Leicester because a lot of the onus will be on Alisson making the mistake and the young centre-back, what's his name? Is it Kabak? Yeah, Kabak making a mistake. And obviously, Alisson didn't put him in the best position there. It was a baptism of fire.
Mate, Alisson's still in Wonderland, mate. He literally, the last 2 games, he's gone off the boil. And I don't know if it's a confidence thing that's running through the team, but that was on Alisson. That's not on Kabak.
Sorry, interrupted, but even to leading on to the third game, there was the part where he came out of his box and then hoofed the ball outside of his box instead of just picking the ball up inside of his box, inside of his box, and just distributing it normally, and that led to the third goal. And the scoreline ended up being quite generous because Leicester should have done more. They had a chance to score with Harvey Barnes just before the third one as well. So. Yeah. I think a lot of the onus will go on Liverpool and the mistakes they made, but not enough people were talking about how clinical Leicester were and how, James Maddison alluded to it in his post-match interview, and he was saying we're a good team, especially going forward. We have the ability to do that to teams. Liverpool clinical, and we've made them pay. And the difference between the two sides was the Alisson error. but still, that doesn't take away the effort that Leicester had to put in to completely change that game, because they were 1-0 down.
Yeah, that's it. Like, Leicester have to be commended. For Liverpool, we talked about it in a previous video, but like, it really turned out to be one of the poorest defensive of the title. I was racking my brain trying to think of like poorer defenses, and maybe the one that Chelsea had prior to Mourinho winning it for the third time, where we finished like 10th in the league. Or maybe the year Leicester tried to defend it, I think they finished mid-table as well. But like, this Liverpool team was so dominant and so strong. It's crazy to see that they're actually going to be struggling for a top 4 place this season. It's been a mad one, and obviously injuries are part of that. But I feel like they've lost their, like, some je ne sais quoi. They've lost that confidence, and players that they brought in, whether it's Jota who's out injured or Thiago who's not settled in as quickly as people would have expected or hoped. It's going to be a tough like slog for Liverpool from now until the end of the season to finish in the top 4, I think.
For sure. Like, and you only have to look at the teams below Liverpool. You've got 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. I've all got games in hand on them.
Yeah.
All got games in hand. So Chelsea and West Ham, obviously, you've got one less game. We're pretty much exactly the same in the table, apart from goal difference. If we both win our games, we'll go above Liverpool.
Yeah.
Same with Everton. I've got 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
Aston Villa have got 2 games in hand. Tottenham are obviously 4 points clear. But do you know what I mean? Like, Liverpool, if everyone wins their games, which is obviously a hard thing to do, but Liverpool could go down to 8th, 9th, you know?
And it raises the question in terms of where this Liverpool team go from here, whether next season, if Jurgen Klopp kind of gets the players that he wants and players come back to fitness, if they are going to be challengers, or if maybe last season was a flash in the pan and we're not going to see that Liverpool dominance that a lot of us expected. So it's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, people watch this video, get in the comments and let us know what you think about this Liverpool defence, if it's because of the injuries or if it's because of like a lack of fight in the squad. We'll be interested to find out what you guys think about the demise of Liverpool. For sure.
Just one other thing to add on. You've only got to look at that Upamecano signing for Bayern Munich today.
Yeah.
You know, why have Liverpool desperate for a centre-back? I know he's joining in the summer, but why are Liverpool not exploring that option? You know, like, obviously me and you don't understand or not necessarily don't understand, but don't know the inner workings of football clubs. But when you're bringing in for example, like, Kabak may be a very good centre-back, but Schalke have been awful. Anyone who's watched the Bundesliga this year, I think Liverpool are in a bad space, and and you get Liverpool fans thinking they're going to sign Mbappe in the summer. Like, what?
Yeah. It's a tough one for Liverpool right now. They're in a predicament. I do think they're going to finish in the top 4, but it's going to be a slog between now and the end of the season. So see how things go.
I'm calling it now. Liverpool will not finish in the top 4, guys. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.
Liverpool fans, clip that. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video, and we'll be back with more videos tomorrow.
See you, guys.